all of the things. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And I'm Qiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAC.
See that?
We would like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
Giggy Gangster.
baby.
And if you don't know,
Now you know. No.
Shout out to the intellectual gangster, man.
Yeah, yes. He got really good posts, inspiring posts about his sons getting their voter registration.
Bruh,
Yeah.
intellectual gangsterism at its finest. That's what I said on there because
Yeah,
honestly, bro, like a Mac is a ultra genius. Like I think I'm a genius.
Yeah.
Right? I swear I'm a genius. So
me too.
So Mac is a mother boy. Mac is an ultra super
Like he's
it's uncharted.
yeah,
He's
really,
in uncharted territory.
he really is. And then like if you know anything about
Mac is in
him,
uncharted
and like
territory.
he knows stuff that you be like, why you know that?
Bro, it's so raw. So I said the saying.
Maybe like 3-4 languages.
I'm working on my third language because I speak hood and English. So my third language is gonna be Spanish.
Okay.
I'm gonna mix Spanish and hood and make a new dialect. But back to Mac. Yeah, Spanglish. Shout out to Jenny. But hold on, let me get because I gotta say this. I said a quote from where I found out it was Medgar Evers. I got it from a Tupac song, right? And it said, "A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once." And that was what Medgar Evers told the people who was trying to assassinate them when they called him on the phone with
I had
like
to tag down in. Go ahead.
with the hit call. They called him with the hit call. You gonna die? I'm gonna kill you. He said, "A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies once."
Yeah.
Man, I love this man.
No,
This outside the dining.
You gotta give a bitch because you like people don't need. Not only is he a real professor,
Real professor.
right? He can get into the archive. There's not too many people that can apply to go and get archive information. He can do that.
Listen, this
He
is
done
real
been.
talk.
I'm just kind of going out.
No,
He
that's
done
real
been
talk.
my personal trainer.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he left me too.
Because you was playing.
No. Let me tell
Because
you.
you was playing.
No, I was.
And
You
he
know,
ain't here to play.
no, he's not here to play. And then, like, he's really on time.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
We know.
Oh, he's really on time.
And I learned that from him. So if I keep it 1,000, I've been trying to be way more punctual due to some of the influence that Matt put on me when he was on the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it helped a little bit. I'm a little better than I've been. I'm a little better than I've been. Listen, I used to come when I want to come, and if I don't want to come.
We was all in the mosque, and all this, but we had a captain, Captain Samuel. He used to say, if I get there before you can't come in talking about being late. Like you can't be on these rants about
be
on time.
If
I'm here before you.
Yeah.
Like you got to model it. You got to model it.
If you want to talk about people being on time, then you need to be the first one.
No, I put that in the. I tell you, I put that in the grant. I put that in it.
Yeah.
But it's modeling.
No,
you know what I'm saying. You model it, and then that's how you train it, and then you model it and say, "Hey, I can't teach you to do this if I ain't doing it." Yeah. That's like a training or teaching rule in real teacherdom.
So but no. So Donnie, I just kind of going teaching them. So just kind of since we done tagged him in too, I just want to finish. So personal trainer.
Yeah.
He's a security guard. Like he
keep that whopper.
No, he ain't going nowhere.
Keep that whopper.
And and honestly, he does martial arts.
Yes.
He does. He is. He also teach defense classes.
This is phenom. This is phenom. This is savant and phenom level, right? A lot of blacks don't get called savants. I feel I'm a savant, right? I do. I honestly do, and I got a track record that proves that I'm a savant, right? But really, Mac is the real savant. So I'm a savant in my mind. That's why you laugh. Hey, I'm a savant in my mind. But Mac is like a real expert in multiple fields. See, in the saying that a jack of all trades is a master of none, but he's better than a master of none.
But he the one who tell you too that it's better. The second part, like, because they don't want you to do it. He say, but you better than somebody who don't have nothing. Like that.
Yeah,
that's my paraphrase. But yeah,
the remix.
We give it Miss Flowers, but I want to do this.
Go ahead.
The Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, and callers are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, and policies of KFS Radio, 99 Jams, and ownership, management, affiliate, sponsors, or partners. There we go, y'all.
Yeah, you know it's us. It's all us. All us. Right.
Monday.
It is. How was y'all weekend? What you did?
The Books and Beyond.
Oh God! I was say I don't know what I did this weekend, but I'm glad I did it with you.
Yeah. Series Restore and Explore. Antonio Brown, Competitive Readers Coalition. One Community Grocery Co-op. MAR. I forget what the acronym for MAR is, but like that trifecta has been really putting together a series of events,
and they've been good.
And the Qiana corner.
Yeah. And so let me stay there for because it was JWB. They the Turbo Babies thing. Hippie was there.
They had the fathers group.
The fatherhood collaborative.
I got my grandbaby son.
Yeah. And that was the thing that's why I want to stay there.
Okay, go ahead.
Because my daughter came. She just had the twins, and she was talking about how, just the resources that she got. Because she really like one of them moms, like you give her the stuff, she gonna use the stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so she was talking about the thing that they gave her for Turbo Babies and how they were able to show her some tools and some tips on how she could, like really work with the twins. Hippie was there. Hippie does babies, I think, like infants 2 to 4 years old.
Okay.
And so like the resources that she was able to get. Black Voters Matter. Shout out to Gabby. She was in the building. And she was really talking about this early voting site work with. We'll announce that and talk about that in a little bit. But it was just cooking demonstrations was being done. It was it was just like a very well done event. Like the whole Restore and Explore, the yoga.
Yeah,
it was just good. So shout out to Competitive Readers and all the great work that they're doing. And then Keyshawn's Corner.
Okay.
Yeah, Keyshawn's Corner was another one. Mr. Edmond was over there for the
yes, it was amazing. It was an amazing event, man. Yes, well intended. Well organized, right?
Yeah.
They had it going good, man. I think that it's important that we start talking to the youth. I think that's why that was important. They had the mental health professionals, so it was like a panel, and it was a conversation.
Yeah.
One of the young brothers opened up in like a spoken word type monologue type thing. It was fire. You know what I'm saying? And I love to see the ambition they got, their goals and their dreams. One of them wanted to be like a trader and wanted to just chill back. He said, I'm an introvert, so I kind of want to just be on the market.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, bro, I see your vision. Okay. Letting your character work for you.
Right.
This works for me. Yeah. And thinking about it that way.
I don't want to be in nobody's face.
Yeah.
But I want to make my money.
Good morning, people.
That's kind of the vibe I got.
I want to make my money.
But that was amazing.
And there's ways to do that.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. The mental health experts being on hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love how they had it set up, how you can ask questions anonymously. This was a well thought out, well put together event, right? For families, generational. Right, because you had the grandmas and the grandchildren and the older kids, the 20-year-olds, the 19-year-olds. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
The little homies was pulling up.
Yeah.
I seen the little homies out there. Hey man, what's going on there? Let me show you then.
Yeah, come on.
Let me show you. And they opened them up with love. They know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you had to be on the reservation. We only got
your name at. I don't see your name.
Yeah, it wasn't that vibe. It wasn't that vibe. It was an open door like policy, and I love that. That was my type of groove.
That's what's up, man. And the next event is June. I think the 6/13 event. So 6/13. I forget which weekend, but we'll announce it and see if we can get Keisha to come in
and talk about it beforehand.
Talk about it.
Keisha don't really like to come in.
Yeah,
she like epitome.
She would, but she don't like to, but she would.
Yeah, she will, but she one of them people that really, know. Like sometimes you ask people, they be like, I don't want to come, but I'm here because they really want to.
She really don't be wanting to come.
She really don't want to be coming in. But no, but she will come in.
Come on in.
Now, all right. So I missed all of that this weekend, right?
Okay. Last thing too. Why you before we start talking about what you missed, you also missed it was over 1,000 people who came to the Taste of the New Year at Saturday Shops. It was a large turnout.
I was there.
Great flow. So it was you and 999 other people.
That's what's up.
So it was big. Really great turnout. Great event. So shout out to Saturday Shops, Fusion 49th, and that amazing partnership that they have going. And we just want to thank people for their continued support. So we're not going to do the event in February because it's Valentine's Day. So you got Valentine's Day, you got Collard Green Festival, you got Shopapalooza or something like that. So it's just a lot of things happening. Localtopia or something.
Localtopia, that's what it's called downtown.
So we're gonna not do Saturday Shop.
It's gonna be a crazy event cycle because I think all that's on the same day. So.
It is.
But we'll be back in March though. So the second Saturday in March.
And I like that decision, right? I'm not 100% in agreement, right? I would have had something to say. That's why I'm glad I ain't nowhere in that.
No, I did, but we considered the vendors. Yeah, of course. See, but then it's like when you start talking about the vendors and the opportunities, you know what I mean? Like the bigger picture, because like you got
them go make their money, so because it's too.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Come on, man. And their legacy events, they've been doing these things for decades, where they got tens of thousands.
But that don't let that be a reason. That's how young startups grow.
Yeah,
that's how young startups, because the people who go to those events love those events, but then there's people that stay home because they rather something a little more boutique.
And then there's some other behind the scenes things that we're working on too that we wanted to like take this opportunity to be able to.
Everything and all the time.
No, it's some other considerations that I'm highlighting, the public facing considerations, but then there's some stuff behind the scenes that we wanted to do as well.
I did send some people out to the
Rico,
market.
What's good, man?
To the Saturday market.
Okay.
They really liked that.
I liked it. It was good.
did. I wish I could have came, but on Saturday I made that my self-care day.
Okay, that's right. You did say you was gonna do that. Yeah, you did. You said that too.
So I went to the stretch lab, y'all.
Okay.
You tell me. You told me.
Oh, okay. See, you could have came to the thing. They was doing They was doing massages at the bar.
Talk about it.
Okay.
That's how we went.
Yeah, we did. But I went to and then I had a massage set up too.
Yeah,
okay.
I said I was there for 10 minutes. Say 10 minutes.
I'm going for an hour.
And I said,
but that was fine. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't have it set up, I probably went. But I went out there, did that. Only thing I didn't make it to was the beach.
Okay, well, that was kind of
the water
significant.
That was really.
You gonna have to go to. You gonna have to go to a warm.
Good morning,
pool.
Donnie. You got to listen to the beginning because
good.
Really shouted you out. Superman. Like,
we was giving you your flowers, man. We appreciate you, brother.
You can't go to the ocean right now because the ocean temperatures are cold. You have to wait till they warm up. You can go get a little shock therapy, but you can't be like in that water. You got to go to like.
No, you can't. Like, you can go jump in and jump out.
The shock. That's shock. Yeah.
Turn yourself up.
Go do it and tell me how. I'm recording.
I seen that. I seen people doing that for the New Year.
Put some money on the table.
Yeah.
Put some money.
Money on the table. I go out there with you. Who paying? Who paying us to go get in the cold? Who paying us to go get in the cold water, man?
We trying to raise. We need 2 more barrels.
That's right.
Y'all pay for the last 2 barrels. The Tampa Bay Breakfast Club will go jump in the cold water.
Okay, no. 2 barrels. No, I'm good with the 2 barrels.
That's all it takes is 2 barrels. I'm trying to run it all the way up.
No. But I'm glad that all he did was commit us to jumping in the water.
Okay, yes.
Because he would have committed
us to jumping out of plane in the water in a submarine.
No, he would have committed us to doing another 2 barrels.
Mm-hmm.
No.
On top of that, no.
But we want to say thank you to everybody who has contributed and who have donated.
Barrels are stacked up. We still need a few more barrels. This is real, dog. I love to see organizations start with a plan and a goal, and watch it go through. Right. Not because I'm a part of it, not because I be on the radio, but because this is inspiring as a community advocate, as a person who do this type of stuff, to see the plan, to read the plan, and then to see these barrels stacked up to the ceiling, to see the medicine, to see the food, to see the clothes. Thank y'all so much. We got one more real push to do.
Yeah.
We got 2 more barrels.
Because barrels went out. They went out this weekend.
And more barrels going.
Yeah. We still got some more to go out. Oh, and the last thing I did this weekend, I went to Van Gogh art exhibit.
Oh, what?
Okay.
What, you liked it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Like I did
in
Tampa.
Okay.
They say Van Gogh was black. No, that was Mozart. That was Shakespeare. That was one of Mozart and Shakespeare.
I have no doubt.
I just see it, the pictures that they showed.
He was a white dude.
No, he was really white.
Okay.
We all right. We all right with that.
But they gave us a picture of Shakespeare though that was not him. I'm just saying.
Shakespeare and
my sister.
Shakespeare.
I'm not getting into this.
Mozart and Shakespeare.
You're not getting into it. So the Van Gogh.
So I went and actually because it was so it's like a interactive like art show like museum when you do it.
I know
like
that.
the 3D of it. We went through the flowers, the garden of sunflowers, which was amazing.
Okay.
And then they ended like which you sit there and like all his art and it's like you're under the stars and it's like going, you see it, they tell his story. It was really good. I took my clients, so we went and did that yesterday.
That was big. I like that.
Yeah.
Want to give a shout out to Crunk Coco.
Oh yeah, we got
Crunkies.
Congratulations, Crunk Coco. Tell us what happened with Crunk Coco.
The Crunkies.
Crunk Coco.
Somebody tag Crunk Coco right now.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired of this. So what happened is Crunk Coco went up to Zeus and auditioned to be on the next Bad Boys Club.
And
or
Zeus is a network, right?
Yeah, Zeus, the Zeus network.
Okay, gotcha.
Because
Yeah, keep on.
Because he done threw me off.
No, I just said it. I just wanted to say it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you what is Zeus. I just said Zeus is a network.
Oh, you got
in this context.
Yeah.
It's a network in this context.
Okay.
So Bad Boys is the club where they be like it's a reality show.
Bad Boys.
In his reality show. So big shouts out to Crunk Coco for winning. Last year he went viral.
Yeah.
He went stupid viral at his audition. He didn't make the cut, but his fans,
him. You know what Crunk Coco is like?
And the Crunkers.
He's like nonstop. And if you don't know who Crunk Coco is, I don't know where you been. Because he's like he put the V in viral. He went viral before anybody.
Before viral was a thing.
Viral was a thing.
I didn't know that.
He kicked off the viral movement.
Yeah. And you know he had an amazing filmmaker that was actually recording those too, right? You know the person who was recording those videos when he was going viral?
Mr. Edmond.
The one and only. So shout out to you, Mr. Edmond, for being able to hold the camera and say, "Hey, man, go."
The picture of the model, right?
Yeah.
That's why you don't.
But that's important though.
But that's why you don't see the photographer. Because that person behind the camera. You don't know who took that picture that you love.
But we know who took it.
He had a couple of viral moments, like he
big.
Yeah.
Big. He was going from high school.
He went. He took Cristal song.
Right.
Who you finna try?
Who you finna try?
Who you finna
try? I love that song.
And basically Cristal kind of like gifted that. Like that's you not. Like kind of. You know
I bet it ain't me.
Because he made it so big. But I don't know. Like Crunk is always the same. Like
consistent.
Absolutely. He show love. Now one thing he does love is 727.
Yeah.
Listen, all the back giveaways, the way you held
that's where I was going to go with that. Like in addition to like all of the stuff that he's doing professionally for his career, he's giving away backpacks. So we did the 3rd annual Crunk Coco backpack giveaway in Child's Park. And just his community engagement. And that's what another part of what makes his success so exciting because you know where his heart is. Like when you talk to him, like he really want to do it so that he can help people. You know what I mean? And so shout out to Crunk Coco.
Because he moved from here, but he still.
But he left to go chase his dream.
He went, but his heart is still here. So I'm gonna tell y'all, like I don't watch Zeus Network.
Yeah, big shouts out to Mo Show Live.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, I don't watch Zeus at all. Like I don't watch Bad Girls, Bad Boys, none of that.
I watched it. I watched some of it, and I will honestly say. Is entertainment.
Okay.
It is. So, but I'm gonna watch.
If you into that kind of entertainment,
if you in there, but I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. Like I don't.
You ain't watch Love and Hip Hop?
I don't watch.
Not with Jim Jones.
Back then, but I just don't watch none of that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No more.
No. But I will tell you because Crunk is on there, and it's a lot of times.
I don't watch it too.
It's a lot of stuff I don't watch. But if Crunk texts me or call me, because he's funny, he be like, "Mama."
Yeah, I don't watch
it. And I'm like, I got you, Cole.
Yeah, no, that's right.
He's gonna make the show. Listen, I think this is gonna be on Crunk Coco launching pad into success.
Yeah,
and not saying he has not already been successful.
Yeah,
he's been super successful, but even to the mainstream. That Super Bass video got billions of views. Like it's got hundreds of millions here, hundreds of millions there, hundreds of millions there.
Thank you for putting that in the chat, Tiffany. I think it might speak to the audience too, right? She says, my daughter love all the Zeus drama-filled shows.
I told you entertainment for the sake of entertainment.
Because I know my daughter, she watch it too. Like she is a Zeus fan, and they keep up with Baddies and all of the different ones.
I don't watch none of that.
I watched the episode of Baddies. Check it out, and then we're gonna go. Right. This is tough, dog. I don't even know if I want to say it on the air. I hold it, and then I say it off the air, and then if I say it when we come back, it was approved. If we don't bring it up, if we don't get approval, if it ain't approved, we just gonna move on, and y'all ain't gonna even know I said this. Social intelligence is the word of the day, the second word of the day.
And so also just when we talk about the culture, I got news. I saw an article. It was on the Power Broker magazine. Shout out to the Power Broker. They actually doing a 20-year reboot. And so congratulations to the Power Broker magazine and the Power Broker team. But this article I saw on their page was about legendary hip hop journalist and editor, media executive James Bernard. Y'all wonder who that is?
Yeah, tell us who that is.
Thank you.
He's the founding editor and force behind the Source magazine and co-founder of XXL magazine, and he recently passed. Bernard is widely recognized as one of the architects who helped transform hip-hop journalism into a respected cultural force. He played a pivotal role in shaping how the genre was covered and understood during its ascent from an underground movement into a global phenom. In 1988, Bernard was one of 4 Harvard students, along with David Mays, Jonathan Schechter, and Ed Young. And they created the Source magazine. At first, it was a newsletter, and then it started with a detailed article called "How a Group of Journalists Turned Hip Hop into a Literary Movement." And the story, you can read the full story in his bio on the grill, but I wanted to give him a shout out and also just acknowledge that when you see us tagging One Love magazine, man, that's another part of that tradition. You know what I mean? And how you do it, One Love magazine.
Yes.
Source magazine, XXL. And so we have a national treasure in that space that has recently transitioned. So
man,
want to acknowledge that, man, because if we don't tell our stories, then the stories won't get told, or they
that's the important part.
Or they change the narrative.
Yeah, that's the important part, man.
All right, Charlie, I got you.
Because One Love is definitely a mixture of the Weekly Challenger and the Source.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got 3 minutes before the break. What's on your mind, y'all? Do we have a Would You Rather?
Would you rather?
And I just put the link for the for that in the chat as well, so that you can Charlie Funk asked for the link, man.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to continue to give a shout out to everybody.
Charlie Funk say we need to be on Twitch. Okay. It is a medium that we need to touch on. I told him
I got a Twitch page.
You got a Twitch?
Yeah, I got a Twitch.
Well, let's switch up.
I got a Twitch.
Let's switch out.
Twitch up, Twitch out, and Twitch on, my brother.
Another thing, since we got the 3 minutes real quick, the 3rd annual economic youth convention is coming up.
Okay.
Is
that Dally Boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so
January 31st from 3 to 5. Okay. You can participants are ages 11 to 17, and it's at Enoch Davis Center. If y'all never been, it's such a great event.
The Real Youth Alliance, right?
Right, it is.
Okay.
And so what they do, they give them financial literacy. They follow them throughout. They have camps all year long, but this is the convention part of it. And they give them like a booklet, and they make sure that they are all set for financial literacy. If you want to sponsor, I say hit Dally or Consuela up. I can send the flyer and put it on the
okay. And I think we might have had it. I'll double check, and then we'll add it to our reel, because that's some real, no pun intended, real things that they're doing, and definitely appreciate really the work that they're doing. And so while we got a minute to do an announcement, I'll do this. So there's a town hall that's coming up as well that's demanding early voting access in South St. Pete. It's called No Early Voting Site, No Silence. South St. Petersburg residents are calling for what we deserve, an early voting site in our community. Despite our votes, our voices, our turnout, the supervisor of elections has refused to designate an early voting site in South St. Pete. This town hall is about accountability, access, and action. It's happening Saturday, January 31st, 11 a.m. to 1 at Dominion Worship Center. That's 4034 12th Avenue South. Lunch will be provided, and the town hall will cover why South St. Pete needs an early voting site, how this decision impacts Black, working class, and senior voters, what residents can do to demand fair access, and community voices, questions, and next steps. No sight, no silence, and that's being brought to you by the Black Voters Matter and others that are part of that coalition. So y'all come on out, man. There's a lot of opportunities to get engaged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to be back 7 minutes after the hour. And
I want to say good morning to my auntie Debbie. I see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to turn up for her 70th birthday too. Coming up in March. Yeah. I ain't gonna. I say something. What I was finna say. I said off the air.
You can't.
Look. I'll add it to the list of things that need to be approved on the break.
Yeah.
And if it's approved, we'll say it when we come back. But definitely thank y'all for tuning in. This is an opportunity for you to tag your friends, tell them that we here, and we got a lot to cover when we get back from this break. So
it's Motivational Monday.
It is.
So we'll be shouting people out and all that other great stuff. So tag a friend, tell a friend. We'll be back 7 minutes after the hour.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Gabe Ortiz, and this is WEDU Arts Plus. Based out of St. Pete, the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is a morning radio show about hip-hop life and urban culture. Meet the hosts who inform and empower their listeners.
I'm Jabbar Edmond. I go by Mr. Edmond. My role, I'm a host and I'm co-founder.
My name is Brother John Muhammad, Your Brother John, YourBrotherJohn.com. And my role on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is host or co-host.
I just go by Qiana. Sometimes you may hear the guys call me Q. I may say Q just depending on my personality that day. And I'm the female of the crew. I think I keep balance when you look at the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So that's my role.
And I'm Bruce Moore Jr. A lot of people do know Bruce Moore Jr., obviously being born and raised here and going to school here, but there's many more people that know Reno.
St. Pete is small, and so the good things and bad things that come with a small city, everybody knowing each other, of course, would be one of the pluses.
My neighbors were not only just my neighbors, they became my family.
Trying to put that back now, like really getting back to a place where we know our neighbors and we look out for each other. It was a St. Pete that existed, south of Central, and then there was another St. Pete that existed north of Central and downtown. It was a struggle then, and I think it's still, somewhat a struggle for Black people in the city of St. Pete.
Even with every step of progress we make, it's still a struggle to implement that progress.
Did y'all hear about the weed college, the first cannabis college?
In Orlando.
Talk to us,
itself.
No, yeah, I've been looking at it.
This is serious, y'all.
Over a year ago.
If you got the charges, go and get the degrees, King. You got years of experience, man. It ain't like you come into a classroom with no data.
Elon Musk said that a drug dealer knows how to manage and run a business better.
I can't believe that.
The real facts, man.
I'm all about education. But what I'm saying is that we carry this industry on our backs.
The way we started the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, Jabbar approached me about what could we do, how can we do something together, and then an opportunity to promote Amendment 4. Amendment 4 is the, voting rights restoration to returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies.
Hard where it hurts.
To returning citizens. We were able to negotiate a deal where we got like 30 minutes on the radio at 99 Jams to talk about, Amendment 4 and other local, policies and politics. Enjoyed it, so we started doing it on Sundays as like a podcast with, at the time, Janet Michelle. She was our co-host, and she, filled that role until she moved. And then we had Carla Bristol, Carla B. She came in for a season. And then Reno was behind the scenes. He was always present because we did organizing together, so he'd come and hang out. And then the things that he was saying off camera was like, man, we might as well just have you on the show.
The negative thoughts that you is thinking about right now, or any particular subject, y'all, just flip it.
Turn problems into opportunities.
Problems are opportunities, man. Big shouts out to Charles Soprano, man.
Real deal, man.
We on the jump board together right now. Just being around people and clearly always talking, I just felt like at least learn something. So as you see that you're not going to shut up, you can have substance to your conversation and not just be labeled somebody who just love to talk.
Really being informative, looking to give the information that isn't readily available in our community.
Multiple meteorologists can look at the same data and come up with a different forecast.
And so now you take those models, take that data and say, okay, based upon all of that,
absolutely,
you might be in between here and there. And that's my know what I'm saying speech.
Most recently, after Carla B, transitioned out and went to do other things as well, Qiana, we invited Qiana.
I've been working with the guys for a while outside of this, and they called me to interview. And when I came in to interview that Sunday, after the show, they was like, hey, you need to be a part of the show. And I was like, okay.
I look at it almost like a band and the instruments, but it's just the instrument that we're using is our voices.
My voice is already kind of squeaky. I know my voice can get squeakier.
You have to have your radio voice on and have that vocal control.
I talk lower when I need to calm it down. And when I'm very passionate about it, I slow it down. And because I want you to understand what I'm saying. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. So if you keep it secrets, just know that she can too.
Okay, and see that's why Qiana, that's why you need it on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. You feel? Because you gonna even things out. You know what I'm saying? I was just joking. You know what I'm saying? It was joking.
We just understand power, and in terms of people's attention, because it costs. People's attention costs. That's why it's called pay attention.
We want to present local information right up there with, the trending topics.
One thing that's a common denominator with all of us is that we're all passionate about our people.
For me, what you take from me is that I'm real and I'm passionate about the growth of our people.
The overall goal, I would say, is to have a more informed community. Around electoral politics, around health, around equity.
It's about the mission of connecting the dots and closing the gaps, inspiring people to see what's possible, and trying to be an example. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing sometimes, but you do the best that you can with what you have, and you pray that others will be inspired to join in.
For more info, visit cdatcenter.org/Tampa Bay Breakfast Club.
A Good was fatally shot. What appears to be cell phone footage, according to NIC.
You know, hit it. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That?
See that?
Yeah.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know. And so we also want to let y'all know that the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club is an independently produced program. The views, opinions, and statements expressed by hosts, guests, or callers are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views, positions, or policies of Carefesta Radio, 99 Jams, its ownership, management, affiliates, sponsors, or partners. So thank y'all for tuning in. Would you rather?
Mm-hmm. Would you rather carry the burden alone or risk disappointing by sharing it?
Wait, what?
Would you rather
carry the burden alone?
Or risk disappointment by sharing it?
I take this. This is the first one.
Okay.
Give me the burden. Put it on my back, and I'm gonna take it for the team. Let's go.
I want to share.
I don't want to share.
And let me tell you why.
Because then you're gonna risk being what they said.
No, I'd rather risk the disappointment, but then you know what we in, and then we can work together as a team and get it done.
Okay, well then hold on, I take it back. I already.
Would you rather carry the burden alone or risk I'm trying to just
I want to take mine back.
I want to take mine back. Or risk disappointment by sharing.
I need a little clarification when you say risk disappointment by sharing.
Like, you know, like you be like, oh, I can't pay the bill.
Yeah, and we gotta pay.
And now your spouse looking like, you said you got this.
But now you disappointed.
Now
so
you
got a 50-50. You got a 50-50.
So that context.
I mean, either way you want to, you know what I mean? So
you got a 50-50 then.
Like you gonna now you out here, you know that you ain't paid your mortgage the last 2 months, right?
Yeah.
And now you out here like really trying to get it done. and now they like, why you out all night?
Because I'm trying to get it done.
Yeah, but you don't say nothing to nobody.
I mean, yeah, in that context, I think you gotta risk the disappointment because that's just a reality. So look, sharing that you can't look, just the fact that you sharing might be disappointing.
That's the whole point.
Sharing is caring.
Just sharing, saying, you know what? Okay, so when you share, that's when the disappointment happens. When you say, okay, I thought I had it, but I really ain't got it.
And that's sharing.
Or just carry the burden and just like struggle with it.
The sharing ruined many of relationships because people were in and is in reality or fictional reality that one person will shoulder it, right? And that's why my first answer was said I will, because I've accepted shouldering some stuff. Yeah. But then when you said what you said, I'm like, okay, I see that too, right? But so I gotta teach you to shoulder it while I'm shouldering though. I gotta show you, like we were just talking about, I gotta be the model. I gotta show you how to be strong enough to shoulder this burden, and then also I gotta teach you to do it too. So when it's your turn to shoulder it, you'll do it. What's
the job? What's the point of partnership if you're not going to use it?
Yeah.
Like if you have a partner, what's the use of a partnership if you're not going to use it? And then a lot of times we carry burdens that like we really should be sharing this together. And like, if you have a partner, you don't allow them to do their part because you want to carry all of the burden.
But we do that sometimes. We take struggles from people all the time.
Yeah.
We make sure, certain things happen for our people. Like we shoulder that burden for them. And sometimes that's what I'm thinking as a man, that's sometimes that's what I gotta do. You feel me? And then when I can't,
because I'm like conflicted too. Like,
and this is a man.
I'm really conflicted on this one. I'm really conflicted on this one.
This is really a man thing.
I want to know what the audience say.
Yeah. They say sharing.
Women, is it women?
Okay, we say share.
Okay, who else? We need some more.
You say may as well share up front. Either way, it's disappointment.
See, you be enlightened.
Yeah.
So
his vote don't count.
Yeah, he got to be enlightened, boy. He counts enlightened, but you got to put him with the enlightened people.
D say share.
Communication is critical.
Too, so
communication
is critical. Votes. We need somebody. We need more people.
There you go. What if you carry the burden without disappointment?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's my conflict. It's like if you got it, you got it.
But if you don't,
you don't need to share it if you got it. Like
then if you don't, then you got to speak up and say it.
Yeah.
That's when the social intelligence, emotional intelligence.
But so let's say this. This is what I'm gonna say. I get it. Like you be like, because sometimes
you just carry the burden.
Sometimes you carry burdens. You be like, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I really got this.
Yeah.
Most times, especially a black man.
That's how we rocking and rolling.
I will tell you, I done been in situations where like you're carrying the burden, and then last minute, like you need me to play a part.
Okay.
Right, and I'm like.
If you last minute, you should have come through.
No, but I got
what you mean?
No, listen.
What you mean?
Hold on.
What you mean?
So we're talking about would you rather. Today's would you rather question is would you rather carry the burden alone or risk disappointment by sharing? Caller.
Yes, and caller, you got 90 seconds.
Okay, here's what you have to do. Partnerships have terms and conditions. And so you have to set the boundaries of the partnership before you enter the partnership. If it goes sideways, you have to have a resolution. And so when you go in to these partnerships, you have to say, hey, I'm going to take the burden, or I'm not going to take the burden, or you better figure something out if your first plan doesn't work, because I'm not going to carry the load. I carry the load in my marriage, and well, anyway. Have a great day.
Thank you for calling, Coach D. We appreciate that.
Hey, listen, that's important. That's important.
No, it is. But like, there's things is like, okay, you need me last minute to kind of step in, and I don't mind stepping in. But then I also have my other stuff set up.
Yeah.
So like, if you need me to come in right now, and I already have it,
If I've been carrying the load, and then I come to you last minute, be ready. That's what they call a pinch hitter in baseball. This guy sits the bench until it's time to bring a home run in.
And I think that's an important part of the partnership. It's like, look, I'm gonna carry this load.
But when I need you, pull up.
And what I'm relieving you of, the burden that I'm relieving you of, you use that time and space to build up the capacity to be able to bail me out if I need a bail.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, man. Like, look.
But I'm saying, if I'm prepared and know that it's a possibility that I might have to bail you out, then I'm ready.
That's the conversation we having up front.
No, right.
The conversation up front is I'm gonna hold it. But if I ever need a bailout, I want you to be ready. That's why I'm holding it. Because why would both of us just hold this thing and it's a burden when we don't have to? One of us, I can hold it. But if I ever need you to pinch hit, as Mr. Edmond say,
I need to call you in to hit this home run for us. Because you're my home run hitter.
Yeah.
You feel me? And
so
look, let me say this. Because you're right. You're right all the way until you're wrong.
No, but I'm going to tell you what, and I get where you're coming from.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Let's say today, listen, I really need you to go do this, right?
Yeah.
My mama already scheduled me that she need me, and I done already committed to her.
Okay.
Right, and this is important, and I'm in the middle of doing this with her.
And you get that call.
And then you get that call. And now you knew that you needed, like you've been setting this up for
that ain't a burden. That's just bad planning. That's just bad planning. I got a different
scenario. But what I'm saying is, but you really need me right now.
Okay.
Like you need me to, like I need you to be here right now. And I'm like, you knew that this was going down 2 weeks ago.
But you got to think about aborting the mission. You got to think about aborting the mission. I'm telling you, you got to think about it.
My mama got to go to the hospital today.
Well,
you know what I mean?
So that overrides everything. That's a significant override.
What happened is, if you would have told me when you started planning, like, hey, this is going down,
you wouldn't have planned it like you planned.
I would have planned accordingly. Like, hey, maybe Corey need to take her, and I'll pick her up. But now I'm committed. I can't leave my mama hanging, and I don't want to leave you hanging.
So you're in a tight situation.
So what I'm saying is, if you communicate early what's going on, then I can
but that's kind of different.
I do think that's a different situation.
Because we're talking about different things. Because you're right. That's why I say you're right all the way till you wrong. And I meant that. You right all the way up until that line you cross.
No, that's good though.
You right though, because I agree with that 10%. I mean 100%.
Yeah. Or let's say money.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say it's a bill that's due, right?
Right.
If you tell me, hey, I might be tight this month.
Yeah.
Then all right. Then maybe I won't spend. You know what I mean?
So say I'm paying all the bills.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just this month. Now, not no emergency or I didn't plan right, but this month you need to cover it.
Yeah.
And I done did 30 months. I done did 30 months of it.
Tell me ahead of time.
No, last minute. Last minute. Not even ahead of time.
I gave the money to Qiana. Somebody else.
Now we got to call to your financial responsibility then. Because if I've been paying it for 30 months, you should have a month in you, baby, at all times.
And that's
that's the type of balance we need.
No. But
if I pay for 30 months,
but you're assuming.
No, I'm assuming you ain't got it.
You're assuming that I should. But right, you should. But
just like you're assuming that I should pay it.
Right.
Just like you assuming I should pay it, I should assume you should have us covered on the emergency assets.
I'm not assuming you said that you were paying it. It's not an assumption.
So if you ain't got the money to pay it, that means you assumed I was paying it.
So that's communication is key.
Yeah.
That's the infinity. Yeah. That's the infinity.
And so the other again, I'll say this, and I'm really repeating myself. That's why I said the communication happens up front.
Yeah.
Like when I accept the burden,
he said it.
We having a conversation about this burden I'm accepting, and by me holding this burden, that's the opportunity for you to operate with the freedom of not being burdened, but knowing like it may be a time. Well, I do need you to like
And I'm
jump
okay
in.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay
So with that, I hold it. I hold the burden. But if I ever need you,
I'm sharing. I'm sharing.
Up front.
All
right, so that was today's Would You Rather. Today's Would You Rather is brought to you by Jerish Martin for all your entertainment needs. Let's talk about this real quick. So I saw that there was a report that came out that says 5 changes in Black employment.
Okay.
So, and it's crazy, like, we gotta again say the views expressed, because I know sometimes like we in a space now where you don't even know if we can talk about this president because they're making laws. But
so we changed it.
Yeah. So since the 2024 election, since the 2024 election, the start of Donald Trump's second term, federal employment data shows that Black Americans have experienced unemployment trends that differ sharply from other groups. The first one is the Black unemployment has increased. Black workers are the only racial group whose unemployment rate has risen since the election, even joblessness that has stabilized, and even as joblessness stabilized or fell for others. So loss of management and professional jobs for Black workers. Black employees were the only group to experience net losses in managerial and professional roles, meaning fewer leadership roles and higher paying positions have been lost by Black workers. Black workers have also faced greater job disruptions. From layoffs to transitions between jobs, Black workers experience higher rates of employment instability compared with other racial groups. There's also been declines in the labor force participation. More Black workers dropped out of the labor force entirely, meaning they stopped looking for work, which can signal discouragement or lack of available opportunities. And then the last one, Black workers are most likely to be in low growth industries. Employment gains in fast growing sectors have not flowed equally to Black workers. They remain concentrated in industries with slower growth. So the headline is basically, and the question that we asked, what do you think needs to change in the economy so that Black workers can share more equally in the job growth that we're seeing? What y'all think? Let's talk about Black folks and work.
So I think it's coming to a reality that we got to start having our own businesses and not get back into the feedback loop of begging for jobs. We gotta be able to create and accelerate what we're doing. That's what we're doing with the Black Money Movement, because like the reality is they're gonna financially strap us. This is intentional. They've been doing it, and then now we can blame it on somebody newly elected, but we can't look and see that this has been going on for almost a millennia. Not a millennia, but
a long time.
A century.
Yeah,
this has been going on for over a century. And the reality of it is that in our community, we have to accept the task of employing our own people. We can't keep asking for handouts until we blue in the face, and then when they strangle us, now we dead. Because that's what just happened. They cut all the programs, and now people like scrambling because while the programs was there, we didn't invest properly to have some sustainability in what we're doing. So now we got to tighten up our bootstraps and make a sustainable push for ourselves. We have to have our own economic development, spend money with ourselves, start from the bottom all the way to the top. You get what I'm saying? Because if we don't, we're going to be in a worse situation. So while we got $1 trillion to spend, we need to start spending that $1 trillion+ with ourselves. Y'all have to look inside yourself and see why you don't want to spend in that Black business. Why you think about them people the way you think about them people. You got to think about that because it's coming out in the rents. The rent's coming out in the wash. What they say the word is?
Yeah, we got to call a caller, introduce yourself, and again, 90 seconds.
And we're talking about what do you think needs to change in the economy so Black workers can share more equally in job growth?
Miss B, the job coach, has the information that you need to know. Gig economy and starting their own businesses are not part of those numbers, okay? Many Black workers went on to gig economy, ride share, DoorDash, all of that stuff. So don't worry about what many of them are doing because their numbers are not actually shown in that job because they don't have jobs. They have gig economy and their own businesses. So it's not as bleak as those numbers show.
Okay, thank you for that.
And I want to add to that. A lot of our businesses are in the great economy, right? They don't get counted, right? A lot of these vendors and these, people moving, having their house, and people like myself photography, doing my thing. I'm a gray area business.
Yeah.
I'm not on the level of thing, right? I'm working in the gray area, and I'm not counted. You get what I'm saying?
And I think that's the other thing that's important to highlight. Again, we're talking about employment. We're not talking about small business growth. We're not talking about self-employment data. This is data specifically around employment,
right,
and underemployment. And so the conversation that we're having is about people working for other people. We're not the conversation about businesses and etc. That's another layer of data and layer of information. So thank you for sharing that, Coach D, and we appreciate you adding that contribution. But right now we're talking about those who actually are looking for work. They're not trying to start a business. They don't have a side business. And those who are in that market for a job are having difficulty.
You know what's sad? And I'm all about like starting your own business, being creative. But if you want to be a regular worker or you want to get a 9-to-5, you should be able to get that. And why do we have to shoulder the burden to be creative, to pay for our bills and provide for our families when there is jobs that's already hiring? We shouldn't have to do that, especially when we qualify.
Right. And that's the other piece of it, right? When we talk about businesses, this is the other part of it, because the question is what do you think needs to change in the economy? That's when I think the Black money movement conversations come up. When we talk about changes in the economy, is looking at our habits, our spending patterns, and also the way we frame our businesses. Like when we start a business, are we starting that business to create 10 jobs, 12 jobs, 15 jobs, or are we just trying to employ our families first, right? Because when we say we always equate Black businesses with small businesses. But why we can't just say we're gonna start a black business, period, and then the goal of that business is to grow to have 50 or more jobs.
But see, I think that's just the finer details, right? And a lot of people, like, their vision is to start with helping their family, right, and make some jobs for their family. And a lot of times that's where their growth. That's the glass ceiling. It's not that they wouldn't do 50, but they don't get the grant, they don't get the CRA money, they don't get the help to add those extra employees. They don't get that acceleration that's needed. So they have a small family business.
So that's one of the changes that needs to happen in the economy is the support that goes to those businesses needs to be more directed towards those who are creating jobs for others, right? Is that what I'm hearing? Because especially for Black businesses, because if we don't see that, these are the lowest business on the totem pole. Right. If we have an infrastructure problem and it's the roads, we go fix the roads. Right. So if we have a problem in the Black businesses, why we can't come fix and help the Black businesses? Why is that taboo? Right? Because if we have a problem at the pier, we fix the pier, right? But so we have a problem in the Black community and we don't fix it. We just say we can't help just the Black community.
All right, caller, go ahead.
Let's stop creating solo businesses, solopreneurs. Let's start creating more partnerships and corporations together. We've got to work together to create those opportunities that create businesses that bring in employees. We have to do it.
Yep.
You can drop the mic on that hashtag Black Money Movement.
Hey, Coach G, hey, for real.
Hashtag Black Money Movement.
Because if we don't do what Coach G just said, we're going to continue running into this problem. Go ahead.
So while we're talking about that, because you said Black Money Movement, not to kind of get off of that,
no,
but
it's good.
But you see at Snacks, it's changed the whole name.
Okay.
Right, and they're gonna do a grand opening on MLK Day.
So this is our Black Money Movement update.
So they explicitly targeting our dollars. See, that's that 1.6 trillion I was just talking about, right? That buying power that we so casually give to everybody and anybody that's in close proximity to us. And we have to start intentionally spending with us. We have to make some intentional steps, y'all. It's not this casual demeanor that we have is causing our community a casualty, right? Because we're so casual here and casual with our money, but when it comes to us, then we start penny pinching. So think about that in a whole cycle, not just a small cycle. Think about that in a big cycle. If everybody's doing that, if everybody's spending with everybody, but then when it comes to us, we penny pinching. Think of what that does to us economy wise. And that's the brain F that they did to us. Where this industry, these people feel that they're going to open on our Black Day to get our black dollars to circumvent unity that we are creating. Right? This is bigger than that store now.
Yeah.
Right? It's bigger than snacks. I'm glad they changed the name.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's bigger. This is systemic. We're trying to fight and do some systemic change. And guess what? It's going to be some pain. We're going to have to go a couple steps farther. Yeah, we're going to have to go to another store. Yeah. Right? And then you make sure that store respect your dollar when you in there too.
That's right.
To let them know that we're going to do you like we did them down the road.
Yeah.
So you better watch your mouth.
Yeah.
And mean it. Because we have to at least demand respect for our money at the least.
And that's the other part of the conversation. What you just said just made me think about this. Like, we moved a lot. I was short. So when you go to school, you get bullied.
Yes.
But once you fight the bully, then you ain't got to worry about nobody else bullying you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is kind of the comparison for me that's coming up is like, this is a bully in the community, and the others like are with that. They know they can take advantage of it. They know they can just
riding with it.
But then now the community we have actually took a shot and swung on the bully and knocked the bully down. And now everybody else like,
why y'all fighting the bully?
Oh, why y'all fighting the bully? Why y'all doing that?
Y'all need to leave them alone.
Y'all need to leave them alone.
Y'all ain't say that while they was hoarding our money. Y'all ain't say that while they was sending our money to Dubai, to build Dubai, right? Why we ain't got Black Wall Street? Because they built Dubai. That was our money. Let me get off the soapbox.
Yeah, so keep the pressure on. I know there's a countdown. It's been a countdown clock that I've been seeing.
Man, it's indefinite.
Yeah.
Okay, so while
indefinite.
So while we're talking about all the great stuff, also tomorrow, at Urban Drinkery.
Okay,
talk about it.
Right, it is coffee with a cop.
Okay,
right. So if you want to sit down, talk to your local police officer, get an insight, kind of tell how you feel, see how they feel, understand, just want to connect, go to Urban Drinkery.
I'm glad they're having this. I hope an area superintendent is in the building so I can have coffee with the cop.
Coffee with the area superintendent.
Yeah.
And that's going to be from 9 to 11.
Yeah.
Coffee
I wonder
with
if this opportunity to escalate issues.
It may be.
I mean,
if a cop, he's still on the job. I hope this ain't on his coffee break.
You doing his coffee break?
I hope this ain't
coffee with the So the purpose and objectives of the coffee with the cop. Let's find out what's happening.
For 2 hours.
But what time does it have a time?
It's from 9 to 11.
From 9 to 11, y'all pull up. So just continuing with the economic theme. I saw that President Trump has proposed a ban on Wall Street buying single-family homes. President Donald Trump announced plans to ban large Wall Street firms and institutional investors from buying single-family homes, arguing that such corporate purchases have driven up housing prices and made home ownership harder for everyday Americans. So what y'all think, man? Does banning big investors from buying homes actually help everyday buyers, or does the housing crisis need a different solution, or all of the above?
I like the idea.
Okay.
I just need to read more about it because it's all
the details.
Because
the devil is there.
Yeah, because you'll be like, yes, and then behind it, you giving up everything else.
Right.
Like, they don't want to buy. They can't buy up in all white neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Like that. It'll be something like that. And
then they cannot buy homes everywhere except in our neighborhoods.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
So yeah.
Now, caller, you can't call on every topic. You want to just become another host in here?
Yeah. I
satellite co-host. So we're talking about Wall Street. We're talking about does banning investors from buying big homes actually help everyday buyers, or does the housing crisis need a different solution? What are your thoughts?
The corporate programs to buy single family houses is killing the opportunity for people to own homes because they are selecting and driving the housing prices up artificially. So yes, I'm so glad that he's putting a stop to that. And China has invested so much in these companies in America. You got to follow the dollar.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I say this thing. China and Russia and all these other countries, like the promised land is really the Black community.
Yeah.
Right. When they talk about the promised land, they look for the opportunity to buy low and sell high. Yeah. And the places you maximize that just happens to be the lowest income communities. That's why this is what's happening in St. Pete is happening all over the world. And it is the Wall Street corporations, but it's also other corporations that's not necessarily Wall Street corporations. So the wording to me gives me pause.
Right.
Not the action. I think the action is welcome, but how it's worded so far is already giving me the hugest question mark in my mind, because I know it leaves out a huge sector that's still buying up properties, and it's not necessarily Wall Street investors per se.
Yeah, and I want to bring that home to St. Pete. We did the 10-year check-in for the South St. Pete CRA. We released that in August of last year. And here's what the CRA report says on this topic. In South St. Pete CRA, about 6 out of every 100 home sales went from a person to a large investment corporation. By comparison, only 2 out of 100 was like that in Pinellas County. That means that South St. Pete was hit 3 times harder than other areas based upon the housing. Who they're buying from. These companies are targeting historically Black communities like Childs Park, Campbell's Park, Jordan Park, Bartlett Park, and the Deuces. And then there's places where homes have been traditionally passed down from families through generations. So how much do they own currently? About 20 companies own roughly 300 homes in South St. Pete CRA.
Oh, man, that's the same 300 that they knocked down one year they were celebrating.
They did. And that's 1 out of every 10 single family rentals in the area. So 1 out of every 10 single family rentals in the area are owned by a small group of corporations. And they control a large piece of the housing market in South St. Pete.
I want to see that report.
Because it's available. You can go to policypartners.org and download the report, because it's publicly available for anybody who want to see it.
What's next for the study? What's next for the report?
So stay tuned. But the other part of what we was talking about too, as it relates to the impact of this, is when one owner controls all of these homes, they can set the rents. And so if you got, one corporation that owns 300 houses in an area, when they say rents going up, rents is going up. And then the other landlords will follow that trend, because now you see, okay, this is what I can get. And we've seen that happen through the CRA.
So 1 out of 10 is large, is 5 large corporations.
Yeah.
So I say the rest of 2 or 3 is probably smaller corporations or smaller landlords.
Yeah.
So maybe only 3 out of 10 houses are actually owned by residents. Is it that dire in South St. Pete? You need that's why I asked for the because what I want to do is, because I know those big companies are the head target, but I also know that there's smaller operators in the field. So now that shrinks the actual single family home ownership by residents down to a drastically low number.
Yeah.
And they keep on calling you.
And then the other part of that too is what happens, like when you sell it to a corporation, like that wealth is gone. They keep it in. That wealth is gone, right? Like you said, these are areas where
that's
homes
what they do to the gas plant.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what they doing to the gas plant. They finna sell it to a corporation.
So that's a great segue.
Look at it straight to the face.
So that's a great segue. Let's talk about it, Mr. Edmond. We want to talk about the gas plant and give us some updates on what's happening with the historic gas plant.
Thank you, Brother John. Great segue. The gas plant redevelopment. If you don't know, the official request for proposal, it's not even a request for proposal. It's not a request. It's an unsolicited bid came in October. And so with the unsolicited bid that came in, you have X amount of days to respond. They were going to do it in December, but the investors requested that they needed more time to prepare such a large proposal. And so it was pushed to relaunch in January.
Okay.
So it has relaunched. And in that relaunch, it is also been more investors come to the table saying this is just not enough time to do the largest development in the downtown in the United States.
Right.
So the investors are back asking the administration for more time.
Okay.
And I think it is key, because since it's not going to have a baseball stadium on it, I think this is different. I don't think this is the same request as the prior one, which asks for a stadium.
Right.
So I think now would be the optimal time for a city council to just step in and allow the true process to be be fulfilled, and not let's rush it because we've been waiting so long. The property has appreciated in value. The time we have waited has actually made the property drastically more valuable. But if we give that equity up to a large investor, that will let the large investors practically own the city. When we don't have to take that option, we can find other options like land, trust, land ownership splits, and just all the things, right? Because I think what we have is a lack of understanding of how the true value of the gas plant development is. Right. Is the opportunity and the equity, right? When they say, they want equity, but see, they're not talking about actual ownership equity. Right, they're talking about the abstract affordable housing equity that the definition changed every 3 sentences. But the true equity, when you're talking about investment, is what we just was talking about, what the corporations buying up South St. Peter's doing. Yeah. So we have an ongoing trend, and our leaders are leading us into the same trend with blinders on. And nobody's saying nothing. And then people like me say something. Y'all talk about me like a dog and say I'm crazy, but my facts pan out. Yeah. The truth pans out. No matter how I say it, it pans out. And I'm telling you, we're doing the gas plant like a crack house deal. Like a crack house auction, the same way the city does these crack house deals. That's why the 300 houses that was bought is the same 300 that the city of St. Pete was bragging about knocking down in Charles Paul, right? Because I have the ability to correlate incidents and time and put them together. That means something, right? That's how you really what they call it. That's how you really, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Dang, but it was good. It was good. You did good. Hey, thank you.
That boy good.
I forgot the word. But
I think one of the takeaways that gets lost when you you own your soapbox and you're talking about it is, and I think we need to really zoom in and look at this. The city of St. Pete, when they came to council earlier, maybe late last year, they were saying that they were not going to issue a new request for proposal.
Yes, because it was the same.
Because nothing had really changed from the private, but the thing that has changed is the fact that you don't have a stadium on that.
The major part of the whole anchor of the project has changed.
Introduce yourself in 90 seconds.
We're talking about historic gas plant.
I hear y'all talking about. I just wanted to say that first of all, without jobs, we ain't gonna be able to sustain anything. Without income, we can't sustain nothing. When you said the rents is controlled by what people can pay. When corporate people buy properties, they don't buy properties for the rents. They buy properties for tax write-offs. So they don't care whether it make money or not. They'll charge a high rent, put a high rent price, but they're not doing it for that. They're doing it for tax write-offs. And then the poor people who can't have the property, their taxes go up, so they have to charge more rent. They don't have a choice because their property taxes going up, which is why you hear the big push about them saying we're going to abolish property taxes, because if y'all don't pay them, we can't sustain our cities, our neighborhoods, our communities, our schools, none of that. So now we need to find other ways to generate income, not just the community itself. The city itself needs to generate income, or it's going to have to keep raising its rate. It's going to have to keep raising the citizens' rates to eat the citizens alive. And if the citizens don't have the money to pay, they don't have to leave the city, and new people going to come.
Yes, sir.
That's all I want to touch on. Thank you for calling. Bro, thank you for that, because you're touching on the heart of the matter. When you have a deficit, when you're operating in a deficit, that means you don't have enough money. You're living paycheck to paycheck. When you're talking about a government or a city or municipality, that paycheck to paycheck is our paycheck. That money they're counting on to say we're never going to go broke or we're never broke, because they raise taxes and take the money from us. There's cities in America that's operating in a surplus. That means they have extra money at the end of the year. The city of St. Pete used to operate in a surplus, right? The average person can't imagine what a budget surplus is. That's when you have more money that you can help allocate to other things. That means you've been fiscally responsible with the dollars, and they just all didn't go out to salaries. They just all didn't go out on pork spending. Right. And the problem is we're in the hole, and they're not going to tell us how deep the hole is, y'all.
Caller, you on there? We're talking about the historic gas plant. What are your thoughts?
First thing I want to say is St. Pete is not poor. What I mean by that is the people who have money in St. Pete are not interested in investing in St. Pete. So the people who are interested are going to have to collaborate with people who are outside investors in other cities who have models, Tyler Perry, people who already know how to get it done and can get it done expeditiously.
Yeah.
Thank you for that comment.
And she's right, because Chicago has a model. Chicago in 2025-26 is running a budgetary surplus, and they're using that money to help educate and bring up their youth and the young adults. And it's a black mayor, right? And I thought it was, I didn't say it was odd, but I thought it was special to see a black mayor saying that he's going to do something for black kids and black communities. Yeah. When I live in a town with a black mayor and a black police chief or black fire, and the first thing they tell you is what they can't do for black people. Yeah. So the contrast is really right there in front of us. And this ain't accusatory. I ain't blaming nobody for their beliefs or how they move. But what I'm saying is we see a model of someone actually doing what we're asking to be done, and then we have people that either going to look at that model and take it on and operate in it, or they're going to look at that model and shun it, right, and keep doing what they're doing because what they're doing is right, and they got the right answer to all the questions. And even though they ain't answering none of the questions, and
they got the right answers, but they ain't answering.
They ain't answering. They ain't talking to.
They responded, but they're not answering.
It's like we're really under a top secret. A public top secret approach with this development. Yeah, all the intricacies that we should have known about right now, we have no idea about. It's been like a military secret what's going on with the gas plant, and when we get information, it's news spun information. Okay, right? See. I said news spun. We get news press releases. That's not true information. That's not true data. See, I'm an analyst. I'm a data analyst. I can't analyze news reports. Right? I need documentation. I need the things that a true analyst uses to come to conclusions. But I can't come to my conclusions. Why? Because they ain't giving it to me. I ain't got it. It ain't nowhere to be found. If it's on the website, send it to me.
Right on. And so we can continue to have this conversation as this year and the deadline approaches. One of the questions I had, I know that they were asking to extend it. They extended it to January. Do you know if they are going to grant that extension for others to come in?
I think it's still in debate. The other investors have just came out. Okay. I think that the city council needs to take leadership right now and really come out and just say, hey, we're going to do an RFP. We're not going to allocate no dollars to the mayor's plans until it's done right. And stand up, because these bodies are checks and balances. We don't need them singing Kumbaya over a multi-billion-dollar deal that crumbled in 90 days. I don't know. I'm just saying, not 90 days. Yeah. See, because they're going to bash me in the head. Yeah. But we don't need everybody singing Kumbaya over a bad deal. We need the checks and balances in place for the future of this city, because I'm telling you, it's determined on that soil. That equity is all our futures, and y'all better take it serious.
Right on. All right, so keep your eyes open. We're going to continue to talk about it. And you introduced a great topic that we're going to come back to. We could probably get into it on Wednesday now that the Florida legislative session has started. This question about property taxes and eliminating property taxes. That's another part of that conversation is how do you generate income, knowing what and I want to really have some data so that when we make this case, we can really talk about it really make it informed, because I saw that they were saying like 98% of the property tax dollars that the city of St. Pete goes towards public safety, but we want to double click on that and see how they define public safety and a few other things. And so before we get into the conversation, our data analyst is going to get the data, and he's going to analyze the data for us, and we'll be able to have all of the facts so that we can present that information to you in an informed and respectable manner as a community that does not just speculate and hypothesize. That's a new role, and I appreciate that. Thank you, because we need data analysts for real around here, because people just be saying whatever. So let's get the data. We'll analyze the data, and we'll see what the impact of the property tax proposal will be on the city of St. Pete. Y'all want to do Ask Qiana?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, so Ask Qiana. Ask Qiana is brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op, OCGC.coop, and we pushing like we never pushed before. And it's an amazing opportunity for you to become a founding member owner. Again, go to OCGC.coop.
Push it to the limit.
All right, dear Qiana, is everybody else feeling like we're sleepwalking through chaos? The dollars value is slipping. People are losing jobs left and right. Mental health crises are turning tragic with people harming their own children. And on top of all of that, we've got midterm elections, a governor's race, and major decisions being made about our rights, money, and futures. But most people are locked in on celebrity gossip, beef, and distractions. How do we cut through the noise and help folks stay focused on what really matters? What are you doing to stay informed? Like, what do you do to stay informed and involved this year? Because silence and inaction are not options anymore.
That's a good one, but I'm going to tell you what most people do. Well, not most, but some people, because y'all know we don't subscribe to all.
Right.
When there's a lot of pressure and you don't want to deal with it, you go silent, you ignore, and you pray.
Yeah.
And just hope that you come out on the other end in good standing. You know,
that's not
but that's what people do though. Like, and you'll see it what you're saying, like
just trust in the Lord, it'll be all right.
In the Lord, but you're not doing any work with it, and then you're paying attention to the gossip that's going on and all the stuff right there, because that is nothing that you can control at that point, and that's less stressful than thinking about, like, you might not have a job, you might can't pay your bills, you might have your rights taken away. And the thing is, you got to sit down and be real with yourself, like, stuff is about to hit the fan.
Yeah.
And the only way that you stop it from hitting the fan is you got to buckle it down.
Right.
And you got to do some work with it. But people don't live in that world where enough people don't live in that world to make sure that happens.
Dang.
And so the other part of that question is, how do we cut through the noise and help folks stay focused on what really matters?
You need leaders. You need leaders that's going to lead you into the right direction. And then you need advocates to be out there talking to the people. You constantly got to knock on somebody's door. You constantly have to be the thorn on somebody's side. Somebody has to be there. You have to be the outlier to bring people in. So when your posts only get 2 likes, you still got to keep on posting.
Yeah.
Because every 2 likes add to somebody getting the knowledge with it. Because you can fall in with the masses and keep the stupidity going on, or you can be on the outside and still just beat it down. It's consistency, unfortunately.
I hear that. Mr. Edmond, what are your thoughts?
I agree with what Q said. And then especially when you don't have necessarily a leader you can look to, you're gonna have to learn. I tell my children this all the time. Sometimes you got to learn what not to do from people. You know how we look at people to learn what to do?
Right.
You have to know when people not doing the right thing and look at them and be able to know, okay, I know not to do that.
Right.
And guess what? That basic lesson that I told my children opened them up to wisdom at a young age.
Yeah.
Because that's what wisdom is.
Yeah.
Right. Wisdom starts in discernment, right? And seeing, okay, you know what? I know I don't want to be like that. So guess what? I know what not to do. I've learned what not to do from people. Watching people stuff happen, right? Because at times when I didn't have good leadership, or I didn't have that person that to guide me, what guided me is some things I knew I didn't want to do. So if I was doing the same thing as a person that I didn't want to be like, I knew I was doing the wrong thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I still operate like that.
No, that's true. And I think it's really about, I think, prioritizing, because it can be overwhelming.
It very much is.
And so you're right. Like, a lot of people do things to try and escape the reality of what we're dealing with, but you can't just bury your head in the sand and act like it's not happening. You know, I believe in praying, but also the second part of, you know, my mantra is do good. Right. And so
you got to do the work.
Yeah. You believe that, you know, it's going to be all right, but then you start doing the things that it take to make it all right.
That's
like
philosophy, bro.
I just thought about, this came to me in the moment too. Another thing that I heard, it's like you pray like everything depends on God, but you work like everything depends on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that.
because that's the balance to that equation, because yeah, you could pray about it, but it's still some things that's going on. Like you pray about it, but then you don't go out and get engaged. You pray about, you know, changing the economic condition, but you're not actively engaged and going to spend your dollars with your people. Like it's things that you can pray about and believe in, that you know, but then the balance to that is saying, okay, now that as I'm you know, working with God and knowing that he's going to deliver on this promise, I'm going to start walking in the promise and really showing up like it's already done. And I think that'll help.
That is, because when you think about it, a lot of times you pray and God gives you what you want, what you ask for, but it's not how you want it.
Never really looked like how you thought it would.
And so like you think that it's supposed to come all put together, and I say that it comes in a box, and now you have to assemble it. Like you have to do the work.
And then some people never assemble the toy.
No, and then they be like, God ain't give me what I asked for, and they did, but you didn't want to do the work to get it done.
Man, y'all clip it.
Yeah, clip that one too.
Listen, y'all.
Qiana Young said she thought we was gonna be asking her, right? Got another Qiana in the chat. That's right. We are gods, and God is force and power, right? And
she spelled it the same way I spelled
it. Yeah, okay, that's rare, right?
I just want to say that.
Yeah. Look, God can't drive a parked car, and neither can you. As you be, man.
Well, listen, I love the intellectualism of our listeners and the people who tap in, man. It's just a certain type of person, right? So if you hear my voice right now, you're our type of person.
Yeah.
Right. Go follow our page. Go to our page and match the 3 buttons on the side and go down and invite your friends because we're growing, y'all. Be on this good ship that's growing to the top. What it is, a couple minutes left. My last minute.
And I want y'all to, we're gonna like land this plane, but definitely so y'all put y'all thoughts in the comment. Thank you for the stars, Dan. Yubi says facts over feelings. Don't get overwhelmed, get organized. And then Qiana says, so right, what not to do is also very important. And so thank y'all again. Thank you for your engagement with the Ask Qiana question. You'll be able to catch the clips, and we can engage at other opportunities as well.
I want to say Front Page Tampa Bay, man. I don't too often mention other shows, man. On Sunday, Ed and the Rain and his co-host, I was listening to it this Sunday morning, right? And it was talking about men and how men don't have friends. And I was listening to him, right? And I went and followed Ed and the Rain. I went and followed his co-host, man. I was looking for their page. I told them, but they really touched me with that show. I think Ed wasn't even there. It was the co-host.
What was the question? If I can put it as a headline for here, did they have a question that we can ask our audience?
No, quick? I can't remember.
Okay, do men have friends?
Yeah, it's something about how they said men don't have friends.
Okay,
they say men have one or no friends.
Okay,
right, and
because
it leads to suicide. With that. It leads to problems.
It's time to tell y'all that y'all can't trust and y'all got to be by yourselves. And then y'all can't be vulnerable with your friends. But I will tell you, the guys who have good friendship, you can see how they prosper. And when you sit up there and y'all see each other, men need other men because unfortunately y'all validate each other.
Okay, so brothers, do y'all have friends?
Brothers, and do you need friends?
Yes.
Right? Our inbox, we're gonna do a brother friends or brothers thing because listen, it made me cry on the inside.
Yeah,
I'm talking about I caught myself and I'm like, damn, I'm getting emotional about this. I instantly start looking for them people names. So I try to find them people to tell them people thank you.
So let me tie this into something I was just watching, right? I was watching the broadcast. You know, I do bedside Baptist Sunday service. And one of the things that my minister who I'm rocking with, Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad, he was talking about this culture of this world where we was ingrained to think that everybody ain't your friend. You know, we were told that everybody ain't your friend. But then he was equating that to like, you know, people have this idea of heaven. And then he flipped it. He was like, what if everybody was your friend?
Yeah.
How much different would your life be if everybody was your friend?
Be in heaven.
Because everybody is your friend.
Wow,
because you got a mechanic that's a friend, you got a doctor that's a friend, you got a nurse that's a friend, you got like you got friendships in all walks of life. So what if we got into a space and time where everybody is your friend? We can't even imagine that.
I'm gonna say this: if y'all never watched, and it's probably like a year or 2 years old, The Forge. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Go and watch that because it's about men circles and building this friendship. perspective that you need as men, especially black men.
Listen, I've been working with some men who talking about doing some stuff. I'm putting some men together. See that center. We're gonna rehash our black male mental health and family and women mental health. 2026, y'all just rock with us. We're gonna do some special things for us all. Yeah, it's gonna benefit us all. And y'all not alone. Because this stuff is real. Because it took me back to the Keyshawn's Corner event.
That's right.
That's why Sunday, when after Saturday Keyshawn Corner event, I then was listening to the Tampa Bay radio show, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when it just hit me. And I'm like, oh man, I'm so blessed. Like I got friends, I got people I got brothers I can hit up.
Yeah.
In any situation, right? And I didn't know that was so special. Yeah. And I knew it was special, but I didn't realize how special that was.
It give you a different appreciation for the ability to do that. Yeah. No, that's true. Because again, that's one of the promises, man, is luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. You know what I mean? That's like a mantra in the Nation of Islam, one of the promises of God.
Luxury homes,
luxury, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. Yeah. And once you got that, I mean, what else do you really need? You know what I'm saying? But then if you reverse the order, it starts with friendships. Because if you got the right friendships and you got the right relationships,
you do the stuff,
and then you can live in luxury.
You do the stuff.
You do the stuff. All right, so that's amazing, y'all.
All right, be the change you want to be. See, write down those 5 things and stay tuned for Sister U.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmond.
And we out.
Bing, bing.